the deal. You're taking a book that is, let's face it, beloved, a very internal story, very internal kind of narrative. Can you talk a little bit about just the experience of getting that to leap from the page to the screen?
I mean, I think the first thing you do is, we all fell in love with the book, just as everyone who's read the book has. And first and foremost, it's a love story and two wonderful characters. And ultimately, you just want to honor that. You want to tell the story cinematically. And so we hired great screenwriters, Mike Weber and Scott Neustadter, to adapt John's book. And at that point, I get to hand it over to Josh Boone. We hired a director whose first movie we all loved, and he really brought it to life.
Josh, did you lick a novelist on the set?
I did. I like novelists.
And how did that? You guys are still sitting next to each other, so I'm guessing that one time.
Yeah, we made it through. And if anything,
somebody else chose the order this time.
I'm just so grateful to Josh, and it started with Wick and his co-producer Isaac believing in the story and not wanting to Hollywoodize the story unnecessarily, wanting to tell a story in which the female romantic lead has a nasal cannula, and then that carried through to Josh. Josh cared so much about the book, and I think the story mattered to him. You lost a friend not long before you started filming it, and I think you feel that. You feel that in the movie you made.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my closest friends died of cancer shortly before I made my first movie, and when I read John's book, it was the first time that I was really able to deal with that when I was making my first movie, and it was just a really helpful book to me, and I just wanted the movie to feel like what I felt when I read it for the first time, and we did that with actors and music and sound and color and all that.
Excellent. So the real heart of this event is, of course, taking questions from the fans, and we're going to do that first right here in the theater in Atlanta. We've got some folks lined up that have some questions. I'm trying to get a light up there. All right, who do we have first? What's your name, ma'am?
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm from Atlanta.
Hi, who's your question for? Go ahead.
My question's for the entire cast. In what ways do you connect to your character, and what was the hardest part in playing your character?
Can I answer that first as girl's father? So later this evening, you're going to see me in my role that was cut from the movie unjustly, Girl's father, and as you'll see, my performance is amazing. I related to Girl's father because I am myself a father of a girl, so that was a point of connection for us. And then secondarily, we're both sort of like schlubby, middle-aged guys, which is a thing that I could relate to.
Schlubby.
Go on.
Sexy.
Come on.
Yeah, we're both smoking hot middle-aged guys, which is another thing I could relate to. And but now you guys.
Actually, that probably wrapped up the entire thing.
I assume that's what you were asking about.
Of course. We all looked at John for inspiration.
But seriously, is there? Well, what is there about that question? You've got to think about that when you're doing a movie like this, when you're playing these roles.
Yeah, every character I ever play, I always want to find parts of myself that I can relate to the character so that he can be as real as possible. But at the same time, I don't want the character to just be myself, because I am not Gus, and Gus is such a particular person and someone that everyone has fallen in love with through the book, and someone that I fell in love with when I read the book as well. And I really wanted to make sure that, yes, there were parts of me that I put into him, but there are also parts of him that isn't me. The parts of me that are Gus, I'd say, I'm also a goofy guy a lot of the time. I don't take myself too seriously. That would be, I think, a big attribute that was important in terms of bringing Gus to life, because I think if Gus was too serious and just like a cool pretty boy, he'd be really boring and the movie wouldn't really work.
Anybody else want to throw in on this one? Yeah.
I like that all these characters use different methods to deal with their pain, and I like that my character used humor to deal with his pain, and that's something that I definitely use in real life, for sure.
Your eyes are actually quite pretty, by the way. This is probably the most tweet-worthy movie of the year, so it only makes sense that we actually go to Twitter for a couple of questions. And we've already got one, which is to John Green. Do you plan to write any other books soon?
Well, I don't have another job, really. I have a bunch of other jobs making YouTube videos, but they don't pay. So,
Unless you're a cat walking on a piano.
Right, yeah. so I'm going to, I will write another book. I hope to, I mean, this has been really fun. It's kind of hard to write while you're doing this. This is like the opposite of writing. So I'm really looking forward to getting home and starting again. And yes, hopefully soon. I'm really going to try.
And maybe negotiate the movie deal before you actually write the book.
Oh, yeah. Even when there's no plot. I'm just going to tell Wick I have a book, and Wick will be like, cool.
And how many points do you want in the box office?
And Shay's in. Shay, I can get Shay easy. Yeah.
Well, we're going to make the deal right here. Let's take another one from the theater. What's your name now?
Hi, I'm Tori, and I'm from Snellville.
Hi.
And my question's for the entire cast, and it was, what was the best mistake someone made while filming?
John, let's have somebody else go first this time. All right, who wants to jump in on that? Ansel, maybe.
Well, I think that one scene that we definitely made a lot of mistakes doing was the egg throwing scene. It was a pretty messy day. No pun intended.
$30,000 mistake that you guys made.
Yeah, that was a great one. Someone like an egg ended up hitting the corner of the door, which is a great moment because it's like it really gets close to Monica's mom, and it goes inside the egg actually ended up splattering inside the house and like going all over the person's house, like rugs and paintings and like Picassos were in there and stuff. And got egg all over them. So like it ended up costing us millions of dollars, but it didn't. There were no Picassos in there. I'm just kidding.
She was really excited to let us use her house until that happened.
Yeah, but that moment is so funny. And then like there are other moments where.
My favorite one with Shay was the bee. Remember the bee?
Oh my God, I forgot about. Sorry, I just could not stop. You were amazing, Birdie, and I can't stop crying. This is so emotional.
Who the hell can?
I have like snot all over my
She was so cute. She had her head just inside
Somebody had
the
her
door, so she
snot
could hear.
Oh my God, there's cleaners.
Yeah, Shay was listening like with her head inside the door and crying. And also, it's also worth noting that this is
Huge.
this is a wonderful beginning for us. Like we're so proud to share this movie with you. It's also kind of a very now I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
It's also a very sad moment for us because we're all so close and we love each other so much, and this is an ending for us of getting to be together doing this, and so it's like the last time.
We just get to pass the torch.
Yeah, so we're very happy to share the movie with you guys.
Okay, I'm sick of the crying. Okay, so I'm going to stop crying right now.
I didn't even see the movie. Wait, but what was you pointed out?
The bee.
Oh,
The bee.
we're doing
I
the
hated
scene.
the story.
Yeah, it's like, wait, how did we forget about this story for all these months? We're doing. Oh, you will now. But we're doing the.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Because you were there.
You weren't there.
You weren't there, man.
No, he was there. It was the. Anyways, it's the scene where Hazel first meets Gus and he's smoking a cigarette or putting a cigarette in his mouth and not smoking it, and I'm looking at him and he's like, we're talking or whatever, and I'm supposed to be blushing, and I look, and all of a sudden I feel this really gnarly pain in my neck. You were there.
Yeah.
And I'd never been stung by a bee before in 22 years of my life. And I got stung for the first time while we were doing that scene. The bee was flying, and they caught it on camera midstream. We should put that on the lead scenes. Midstream, as soon as I turned my neck to look at Ansel, it got caught between the cannula tube and my neck, and it stung me.
And Shay was in obvious discomfort, but by far her biggest concern was the health of the bee. She came back and she was like, "Oh, I just feel so bad. It's not that bee's fault. It got stuck in the cannula, it got panicked, and it stung me, and now it's gonna die."
Guys, we need bees. This is an important issue to bring it up. We need bees, and they're disappearing.
This is what this is really for.
When we get stung, we need to feel sad about it because we need more bees.
Now I need a Kleenex too. All right, let's take another one from Twitter. This is another one for the whole cast, except for John. Did the whole cast become closer during the making of the movie? And John, what was it like being there during those scenes?
You guys first.
Checking for bats in the cave after. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Wait, what?
Did you guys become closer?
Did you become closer during the making of the movie? I mean, does that really happen?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I got 2 brothers for life.
Now, I don't really understand the second and a kind of schlubby father thing. second part of the question is, John, what was it like being there during the scenes? I mean,
It was emotional. It was. I am still so grateful to Shailene and Nat and Ansel for sharing their talents with this story, for bringing those characters that meant so much to me to life, and to Josh for making a movie that's so sensitive to the book. Yeah, I cried every day. Everybody made fun of me for crying all the time, but I don't cry a lot in real life. I was crying because I was so overwhelmed and moved that, you know, I always thought that when you make a movie, it kind of dilutes it, it kind of waters down the original vision of the source material. But what I learned from this movie is that when people make it with love and real care, it can become stronger in a way. It can become more powerful, and it can be shared more widely. And that was pretty much my experience every day on set. I felt like I was, some of the pain, maybe, to be honest with you, some of the personal pain that I had trouble letting go of, that caused me to write the book in the first place. It felt like these people who cared about me were lifting me up and lifting the story up and kind of helping me to be okay. And that's very, and that has continued. And I think every reader of the book, and now every person who watches the movie in a way, makes the story less mine and more everyone's, and that means a lot to me.
well, that's getting close to public domain. Let's not go there. It's not in public domain.
But I still own it, and I won't share the royalties.
That's
with
absolutely the spirit. Let's take another question from here in the theater. What's your name, ma'am?
Hi, I'm Tynan from Peachtree City. My question is for Josh. I play guitar, so I wanted to know how you picked the artist for the soundtrack.
I love music, and I mean, I brought a USB stick to Fox when I went to pitch the movie that had a bunch of songs on it. It was kind of the tone of the film, hopefully. And then we had this amazing music supervisor named Susan Kent, and I gave her my iTunes library and was like, this is the kind of music that I like, and she just brought, you know, wonderful artists and wonderful things to it. But you just find songs that feel like the movie, you know, that feel tonally right, and hopefully that's the glue that holds it all together.
And were there some songs like what Bree did, where she saw the movie and then went home and immediately
She read the book first, not
I
the
read the
brag.
book.
She did. Yeah. And we had a bunch of wonderful original artists, you know, come and do original songs for it that were great.
All right, we'll take another question from Twitter. And this one's for John, so we know there'll be a nice long answer. In your opinion, what was the best part of the movie?
In my opinion, what is the best part of the movie?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say all of it. That's cheating. The eulogy scene, the scene in the church. Short answer. How do you like that?
Love it! Let's take another question from here in the theater. We've got a few more people that would love to find out some things. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm from Alpharetta, and my question's for John. Do you find it hard killing characters? And then, is it harder for you to watch them die or to write their deaths?
Well, I want to say for the record that I've never killed anyone. It's something I'm really proud of in my life. I've worked really hard not to do it. It's a great streak that I've been on for 36 straight years. I don't kill people. People die. People die in books. I have terrible news for you. Everyone in Peachtree City is going to die. We're all going to die.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thanks for coming
Thanks
out.
and good night.
Yeah, it's been great doing this.
All of your descendants will die, and then eventually there will be no people to watch movies or even to make movies, and there will be no memory that any of us ever did anything.
All right, thank you, John.
Good night.
Yeah.
I need to be saved by another question, so we'll go to Twitter.
I thought you were doing something
My
good
quick
there.
answer to that, though, is that yes, I felt profoundly sad. I cried every day for months and months and months when I was writing this book, but it was also I needed to do it. I needed to write about death. I needed to write about someone young dying and argue that a short life can still be a good and rich and full life.
Because it's real.
Yeah, it does happen.
So, Twitter demands to know who was the goofiest on set.
Nah. Nah.
Was it really Nat?
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask a question? Because it's a personal thing I want to know. Was he more goofy on set once he was blind? Or before he was blind?
Getting into dangerously offensive territories. Yeah.